In grammar, we have something known as voice. The way the sentence runs can tell us whether you are using passive or active. Maybe before we go to that, now that you did something to do with passive audience and active audience, tell me something about it. Loud enough, you know you're soft.
Passive is where a person doesn't participate in something.
They do not participate. So passive. When something is passive, it's like they are not existing. They are only there physically, but they are not participating. What about active audience? Yes.
Audience who are active and participate.
So they participate by what? They clap, they can nod, they can sing, they can even stand and dance when the song is done, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, I want you to think now back to sentences, because now here we are dealing with grammar, not literature. We have sentences and we are saying some are passive, some are active. I'm going to write here a sentence and you tell me whether that sentence suggests silence or participation. Because of course we've seen in passive audience they don't participate. Active they participate. So, now those are two sentences. Let's read the first one.
We will vote for the prefects today.
Again?
We will vote for the prefects today.
The second one.
Today the prefects will be voted for.
Now I want you to think about which one is participative, where participation is, and where is participation missing. Yes? Yes? Loud enough? So you are saying we will vote for the prefect today. Is it having participation or not? Yes? It has.
Yes.
Who is participating? Who is participating? Participants. I'm not saying participants in the sentence.
We.
So we are the ones who are participating in what activity?
Voting.
Watching. Now in this one, tell me about it. Yes? Loud enough? So in sentence 2 you are saying there is no one participating. Why? Yes? Yes. So we don't have participants here. Whom do we have? Who are the prefects? The ones that? The beneficiaries, isn't it?
Yes.
The beneficiaries are there, but we don't have participants. So, if you are working on these sentences, it's easy. You just look and see, do we have a participant here, a direct participant? Or do we have a recipient or beneficiary? Now, there is a specific way in which sentences where participation is will look like. Most times, this sentence will start with a subject, whether it is a noun, Alima ate the loaf of bread. So you'll actually see the way it is said. It starts with the actor with subject. Then it will give us the verb. Then now it will give us something here, the object. This is a sentence that is active. But when you are dealing with passive, you must start with what is being consumed or whoever is consuming it. Not actually whoever is consuming, but benefiting. So here we'll say, can someone change for me this one so that we are not seeing the actor? And even if we see the person, we can bracket. Yes. The law of red was. So sometimes we may add this one by, and sometimes we may not. Because after all, what we want to know is the emphasis on the loaf of bread having been eaten. But here the emphasis is on someone doing it. So there is a tendency in which you will find by, or you just find the object coming at the beginning, and then verb, then the, of course this is the verb. Then here we have the beneficiary. So in this sentence, this was the actor, but in this one, it has turned into a beneficiary. Yeah, so I want us to write something briefly on that. We are not writing much, by the way, just little, because it is simple. We want you to understand in the simplest way possible. That's why I started with the passive audience and active audience. Yeah, so let's say a passive voice sentence, normally lacks the participant. Normally lacks the participant in the verb. Instead, it contains a beneficiary. Then another point. Most of the passive sentences start with the object. They start with the object, followed by the verb. They start with the object, followed by the verb. In the passive form. The verb in the passive form. Which contains an auxiliary verb. An auxiliary verb such as are. Any other auxiliary verb? Yes? At. Yeah. Any other? Yes? Is. Was. Is. Was. Were. So most times there are these verbs. The auxiliary verbs are, is, was, were, together with the main verb. For example, is stolen, is stolen. For example, if you want to talk about who steals things from the dormitory, you will say our clothes are stolen by who? By a thief. Another one is are spread. Who spread rumors in this school? Yes? Who spread rumors? Yes? Yes, comrades. Okay. Then were left. Were left. I think you've seen of late parents leaving their children and disappearing, isn't it?
Yes.
So they were left. Another one was dug. Was dug. Someone dug a hole, so it was dug by someone. Then this one I can answer. May not be very relevant, but we have used is yeah. So can you create a sentence with those four? Your own sentence. And I've randomly picked someone to read their own so that I see whether it's right. I want you to create a sentence with is stolen, another one with are spread, another one were left, or was dug. Or you can create with any other verb. As long as there is a main verb and auxiliary verb. Quickly, the 5 sentences, are they 5 or 4? They are 4. Write them down first before you can share. And it's not stolen. Have you seen? Taken, written. We are not talking about are spread, but were spread or are spread. And therefore the students are not related to this one about. Answer is not about. We want about. Many people are here. No, not started yet. Height one. That's kind of what the height is. Okay, so let's randomly have someone give us an example. The first one, yes. Now enough. You know that people at the back cannot hear you.
This is the stolen money.
This is stolen money. Number 2.
The students were left from their parents.
The students were left by their parents. Number 3.
A pencil was stolen by the
Last. At the back. Yes.
parents are spread by the police officer.
Yeah. Loud enough.
The youth are spread by the police officer.
Yeah. The youth are spread by the police. Yeah. So a sentence when it is happening to be in passive, that is how it goes. And we have said it happens to have 5. Now another point, passive sentences normally help to emphasize the beneficiary of the action. The beneficiary of the action. And not the doer. And not the doer. And not the doer. Yeah, let's go now to active voice. Active voice. Active voice. Active voice. Who can tell us what we can write? We have already written something on passive and we have given an example. has the participants coming as the subject. A sentence which has a participant, coming as the subject of the statement. It aims to emphasize the doer. It aims to emphasize the doer of the action. The doer of the action. An example, write that one. We will vote for the prefect today. We will vote for the prefect today. Now I want to give 5 verbs again and we create active sentences. Is read. Read or read, dance, cook, win, record. So I want you to write sentences and ensure that you start with the doer of the action, then the verb, then something else can come at the end. Whether it's an object, complement. And at the beginning you may have a noun or a verb or a pronoun. A noun or a pronoun as long as it serves as the subject. If these are animals, you can do that. If the verb suggests an animal. If the verb suggests a human being or a news person, a lawyer, a mother, home science students. Don't change the word. If it is win, use win. If it is dance, use dance, not danced. If it is record, use record, not recorded. It's only read that is allowed. You can write read or. Subject argument. You cannot say I, then say this. You cannot say mother, cook. Can you say mother cook well? Can you say a student dance well? So I'm seeing that problem in most of your sentences. The journalist record. Unless you are saying the journalist record every day. But if you say that the journalist record news, that will be wrong. And it is wrong because of what? The verb subject agreement. Yeah. When we are dealing with one person, our verbs are supposed to have S. But if you are given a verb that is already lacking S, make sure at the beginning you use I or you use they. Is that clear? Let me see the examples. One person to give us the first. Read or read. Yes. Yeah, I have read the book. Dance.
They dance in the church today.
Yeah, they dance in the church today, which means maybe in the evening. The next one. Loud enough. I told you to use cook, not put. Because if they bring in an exam, they don't want you to change the verb. You use it as it is. Yes? I cook food. This is right. Win.
I may not win the game.
Alina win the game, is that right? There's a mistake there, verb subject agreement. Yeah, they win the match today. So yours, you should change and write there, Alina and another person, maybe Alima and Ramadan will win or will dance. The last one. Yeah, she shall record the video maybe. Yeah. So is there someone who has a problem? The only problem I've seen around is the aspect of verb, subject, argument. And I'm seeing someone with right here. They record the news just like that. So you go through the work on page 134 and 135 plus 136. Then work for me on assignments exercise 4, exercise 5, exercise 6, exercise 7. Be assured that this one is tested every year in KCSE. Passive and active voice. So make sure you learn how it is. If you realize you have a challenge at a personal level, ask your friend. If that friend does not help you, come and consult. Yeah. So have a nice day. Yes.